The Wisconsin Department of Health Services once again talking about the dangers that these extremely cold temperatures can bring.
In a First Alert update, Samantha Cavalli tells us the signs, symptoms, and preventative measures to help make your week a little bit safer.
Beginning sometime this weekend, some areas in our region could start to see negative temperatures, along with wind chills as low as negative 40 degrees.
Some of those precautions are going to depend on what people are doing and if they need other changes or any other additions.
Dr. Cheryl Bedno says two of the most common health concerns are frostbite and hypothermia. Those most at risk include infants, older adults, and those with circulatory issues.
The DHS providing tips on how to prevent frostbite. This includes wearing hats, gloves, and also limiting the time you're outside.
Symptoms can include numbness, aching, and tingling. Symptoms of hypothermia include shivering, confusion, and fatigue. When asked about those working outside, she says it's up to the employer on how to address the extreme cold.
Can they have different work-rest schedules? So if they have to go outside, there's a means to come inside for a period of time before they go back outside.
Despite the holiday weekend, some places are opening up their doors to provide shelter. This includes Samaritan's Heart Mission Church in Green Bay. The pastor says 85 people came last Sunday.
This is a critical resource for the unhoused who otherwise would spend most of their time in the downtown Green Bay area because there is no place for them to go.
Many warming centers are not open Monday, as it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. You can always reach out to your county to see if they have any recommendations. Samantha Cavalli, Action 2 News.